You're listening to Cash and Sass. I'm Lisa Marie, your go-to gal for all things money. As the sassy wealth queen and the brains behind the sassy wealth coach, I'm here to take you on a thrilling ride from the financial chaos to sassy and sexy money. Welcome back, my sassy friend, to another episode of Cash and Sass. I'm Lisa Marie. I am the sassy wealth queen and the brains behind this podcast, and of course, the sassy wealth coach. So today we're going to be diving in deep into transforming your money mindset from scarcity to abundance. So let's start with a fundamental truth. You don't have to come from wealth to create it and retain it and expand it. This is crucial to understand. So many of us grow up believing our financial future is predetermined by our background. And that's just simply not true. So let me break it down. Our beliefs about money are just that, beliefs. They're not facts, they're not set in stone, and most importantly, they can be changed. These beliefs form our money mindset, which ultimately shapes our financial reality. So I really want you to think about it. If you believe money is scarce and hard to come by, how likely are you to take financial risks or invest in yourself? Probably not very much, right? So on the flip side, though, if you believe abundance is available to you, you're more likely to see and seize those opportunities, right? So think about it. How often do we look at certain things, and if we see it's positive, we get all gung-ho and we're ready to go? Well, it's the same thing, right? With the abundance versus that scarce or lack. So this brings me to our first major concept. Ready? It's the power of perspective. We're not destined to a particular perspective about our experiences. I'm going to say that again. We are not destined to a particular perspective about our experiences. We have a choice. I'm going to say that again. We have a choice. Every single day, we can choose to view our financial situation through a lens of scarcity or abundance. We get to choose. Think about it. How powerful is that? If we sit there and are able to think abundantly instead of scarcity, so there's that powerful shift in thinking that I want you to consider. What if every part of your journey has perfectly created you into the person you are today? What if all of your experiences, your stories, your wisdom are exactly what you need to empower others and create the wealth you desire? So let's talk about something that might make you a little uncomfortable. I know it did for me. Ready? We need to audit who we're spending time with, our environment, the people we surround ourselves with. They all play a crucial role in shaping our mindset. Whether we want to accept it or not, it's true. So if we continue to surround ourselves with people who only want to talk about problems, who think negatively, or just always down, who constantly reinforce that scarcity mindset, guess what? We're going to keep wondering why we're still broke, or why we're always down, or why we're always sad and anxious and all of those other things. So we're going to keep wondering why we're still broke, right? It's like trying to diet while living in a candy store. It's possible, but it's a whole lot harder. I think about it. Okay. So I want you to really, really consider who are you surrounding yourself with? Because it matters. How are you thinking? And remember, you can choose every day, right? Okay. So let's move on to a practical technique that can dramatically shift your money mindset. You ready? Emotional alignment. One of the most powerful things that you can do to feel the emotions of abundance before the abundance is technically in your bank account. So one of the most powerful things you can do is to feel the emotions of abundance before that abundance is technically in your bank account. And you remember, in my view, being wealthy is so much more than money. It's living in alignment with those 5 wealth codes in those 5 areas, which is your spiritual, your energetic, your mental, your physical, and your financially. Excuse me. So feeling those emotions of abundance is a way to get you into the alignment of those things you're wanting, and it helps you get there. So here's what you'll do, okay? Imagine the result that you want, wherever the relief is on your timeline. Then feel those feelings, the emotions in your body around that outcome. Think about it. A lot of times when you meditate or you journal, you're feeling those things. So I want you to do that exact same thing, okay? When you feel those feelings and those emotions, you want to know what those are. So most people wait until they have the outcome to start believing. But a lot of times you've got to start the process before you can have the outcome. This is one of the things that I have learned and I teach my clients. So, this isn't just positive thinking. It's about training your brain to recognize and seize the opportunities that align with your vision. When you feel abundant, you start acting abundant, right? And then you're making decisions from a place of possibility rather than fear. And I know it's not always easy. However, if you start noticing the negative thinking, just stop and go, nope, and reframe it. And that is how you're retraining your brain to recognize and seize those opportunities that actually align with your vision. Okay. So now let's talk about gratitude. Y'all have heard me talk about gratitude when I did the episode with Alok. And if you haven't listened to it, go listen to it. I think it's like episode number 6 or 8, something like that. Definitely want to go listen to it, okay? But gratitude is like a magnet for abundance. When you're grateful for what you have, you open yourself up to receive more. And a lot of people really don't realize that or think about that. So here's a simple but really powerful practice that I do, that I teach my clients to do. And I even talked about it in the episode that I did with Alok when he was my guest. Say thank you when you pay your bills. I'm going to repeat that. It's a simple but powerful practice. Say thank you when you pay your bills. I know it sounds counterintuitive, but why would I thank money for leaving my account? Okay, but here's the thing. You're not thanking the money for leaving. You're actually saying thank you for having enough money to pay for your gas, to pay for the groceries. You're thanking, okay, for having enough money. So you're expressing gratitude because you had enough to pay those expenses. You had enough to pay for your coach. You had enough to pay for groceries. You had enough to go buy your children's new clothes or new shoes. Whatever it is, you're saying thank you. I still say thank you, y'all. I pump gas, and when I get done, I say thank you. Thank you that I have the credit card to pay for it. Thank you that I have the money in the account that I can then pay the credit card. I say thank you because you're saying thank you to having that money, which means yes, more, please. Okay? So the simple act can honestly dramatically shift your relationship with money. It's actually one of the first things I suggest doing in order to shift that relationship with money, because it's very simple, but it's very powerful. And it takes a little bit of practice and is still a simple way to begin. So let's dive into another crucial aspect of money mindset. Are you ready? Okay. It's managing cash flow during your growth periods. When you start experiencing explosive growth in your business, it can actually be pretty challenging. I know firsthand, okay? This past year, I've gone through some growth, and when that happens, we experience some challenging times during that time. So, you might find yourself reinvesting in bigger creations, and those can put a strain on your cash flow, right? Life can put a strain on your cash flow. So here's what I've learned, though. It's important to look at your finances year to year. So not only, quarter to quarter and year to year, but also look at it, month to month. And I do suggest that, and quarter to quarter, but also look at it year to year and see, right, where some of the dips may be. Like if you have a slow period, And then you're also able to, when you look at it, you're able to, when things get tight, you're able to make long-term decisions. And because of those long-term decisions, things may become tight, right? So you want to remember to breathe. You have to trust that you're supported, have faith, and combine that with consistent action. Now, here's my thing. I don't mean hold on to your money and don't invest when things are tight. What I mean is be strategic. Just like I don't want you to go frivolously spend, I mean be strategic. So I've been strategic this past year. My team and we've been strategic this past year. We're growing and we're investing money, but we're also being strategic because of that growth. Things have gotten tighter than they've been normally, okay? This is where your money mindset really comes into play. It's easy to feel abundant when everything's going smooth. The real test comes when you're facing those challenges. That's when you have to double down, when you need to double down on your mindset work. And y'all, it's exactly what I had to do. It's what I teach my clients, and I still had to do the work, which is why I still have a coach, or why I have a coach. And it's why I lean into those people who have gone before me and who are maybe further along in their work so that they can give me some other tools that may help me more so than in the past. So, for example, one of the tools I now have is when that scarcity comes up, especially when we were going through the growth, I started turning on music and I started moving that energy. I started dancing, moving my body and getting the energy out so that I didn't stay stuck in that mindset. And then I was able to look at my stuff and be strategic and stay in that breathing moment and be an abundant mindset, even when there were some challenges. So I want you to remember that every financial challenge is an opportunity for growth. When you hit a roadblock, ask yourself, what is this teaching me? How can I grow from this? Okay, so again, every financial challenge is an opportunity for growth. And one of the things, these two questions that I just asked, is something my coach actually asks us and reminds us to ask ourselves anytime something may happen or we go to a challenge. So those two questions are, what is this teaching me? How can I grow from this? And another one he actually says is, what can I create from this? So those three questions right there give you the perspective that allows you to maintain a positive money mindset, even in tough times, because then it goes, what can I create from this? What is this teaching me? And then you're able to look at it differently than coming from that scarcity. So before we wrap up, I want to leave you with this final thought. Nobody was destined to be poor. You have the same technology, your creative brain, that every wealthy person has. Everything that's ever been created came from an idea someone had in their mind. Okay? Every single idea, okay, anything that's been created came from an idea that someone had in their mind. That's the factory for wealth. Your mind, your creative ability to come up with an idea. So I just want you to remember that just because you didn't come from wealth doesn't mean you can't have wealth, because that's just not true. All right. I have a challenge for you, my sassy friends, for this week. Start feeling those feelings of abundance. I'm challenging you, inviting you to write a love letter to money, expressing appreciation and gratitude. And most importantly, remember that you are destined for abundance. Your financial future is not set in stone. Okay? Just like when you're writing something, you don't like it, writing a chapter in a book, you don't like it, what do? You turn the page, you start a new chapter. You can change your story. You can change your path. So I invite you to keep working on your money mindset. Surround yourself with abundance and never stop believing in your ability to create wealth. Until next time, my friends, remember to stay sassy. Bye. Thanks for joining us this week on Cash and Sass. Check us out on social media and on our website at www.thesassywealthcoach.com, where you can download my free Money Story Start Guide. The website again is www.thesassywealthcoach.com. And as always, subscribe to the show to catch every new episode and leave us a review so we can continue to bring you fresh content. And remember, yes, it is possible to have sassy and sexy money. See you next week.